Hello. Welcome to the One I Have Spare
Welcome.
Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, wearing clothes. Just wearing crap. Listen, we're going to react to Anna. She has a new video up. Her name is Anna Amos now. I think the new video came out a day ago. And it's titled Everything My Multimillionaire Ex Taught Me. This is the first I've ever heard of her having a multimillionaire ex. I've seen every single video she's posted. We've reacted to almost every video she's posted, including two that she took down. So like I would know if she had a millionaire boyfriend. I know I sound like I'm stalking her. No, listen, it's just if you're gonna do reaction videos, you should make it consistent and try to do as many as possible of the same person so we can all, I guess, know the lore. There you go, the lore. And I'm kind of disappointed in the girl from 2014 or 2004. I like her, but she's not interesting at all, and there's really nothing to make fun of except for her autism. And like she has a really nice rack, but she doesn't stand up enough, so it's pointless. And then she's on a 304, so she doesn't show it off anyway. But like if she would show more skin, I would actually at least react to her just because she's nice to look at. But that's why we really don't do the 2000 whatever 14 girl. She's boring. I mean, listen, every having a nice rack is like one of the most common features a woman can have. So it's boring to just react to that. I'm sorry. Now, we do react to girls doing try-on hauls, but I do that in the unlisted podcast, and it's just I make fun of the girl's parents for having a daughter who shakes her ass on the screen. But whatever. Anyway, let's get to Anna and her what she learned from her $1 million ex-boyfriend.
Welcome back, everybody. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about my multimillionaire ex and everything he taught me. So just some backstory. I was dating this guy back in the fall. He was a lot older than me. He was 44 at the time. I was 23.
I mean, I believe that he was 44, and I believe that she was 23, but I just don't believe that she actually had a millionaire ex-boyfriend. What I do believe is she had, because she's a stripper, I believe a regular client, went to one of the strip clubs she worked at and paid for sex a couple times, and that's it.
He had 3 baby mamas and 3 kids. And they were younger than me for the most part. I think one was 18, one was like 22, 21. And then
Wait. I don't understand her reaction to the baby mama stuff. Like a man with money. See, this is different. Like if a man has money, if this is really a multi-millionaire, he has those baby mamas on purpose because he wants kids. He wants to procreate, but he doesn't want to take care of the kids. But he has money. You pay the woman with child support to take care of the kid. Like some guys are like that. Like look at Elon Musk with like what he's got like 12 kids, right? Okay, well, do you think Elon Musk like took care of all 12 of those kids, or do you think because he's a millionaire, some of the women, he just paid child support, go like, raise it, but I can't be there every day. I'm sure that's what's going on. But anyway.
I think he had a 9-year-old son. And the main reason I ended up seeing him in the first place was because I had met him in the club.
Told you.
And I had gone through a rape and an abortion from...
That is not true. What happened was, because we have that video that she took down, okay? In that video, she said she was in a relationship with him, and, she was totally into him and everything was fine. And then when he dumped her, then it became an abusive relationship. It was one of those scenarios. Things are great because she did videos on that, and then he dumps her. But the thing is, she met him at the club. He was a client, so he's going to see her dance, and then having sex with her. So hence he's paying for sex. That goes on for a couple months. The guy ghosts her. She then complains because the guy won't talk to her, and now it's abuse. Typical woman. This is why I don't believe women, okay? But anyway, she took down that video, though. There's a reason why.
From a customer who was at my previous club, and the previous club didn't do anything about it. So
because the guy showed proof that they were in a relationship and that she didn't start acting weird until he ghosted her. Because everything was fine. Once again, if you're with a woman, don't be with a woman who, like, let's learn from these people. Like, Shay Shay. Why is Shay Shay dating prostitutes, OnlyFans girls? Those are prostitutes. Why would you date a woman? Because women are already focused on money, but you're going to pick one who's just super hyper focused on money and is only with you for money. So if a woman is only with you for money and you got lots of money and you break up with her, what do you think is going to happen?
So he had offered to get me a lawyer to sue the old strip club, and that was the whole reason we connected. So I was talking to him for weeks because of that lawyer, and he just...
She's a dumbass. The only thing you have to do is go to a lawyer and go, hey, this guy was just using that to talk to you to get laid. She's dumb.
Just like had done that out of his own like kindness.
No, he didn't.
But I didn't end up going through with it because it very like quickly turned from kindness to just like control. Because if I had gone through with it, I would have been tied to him for years, and I really didn't even...
See how stupid women are? Okay, and so the thing is, if this was a real thing, okay, let's just pretend the guy is gonna get you a lawyer because he wants to control you for years. That makes no sense. Okay, but let's just say the guy wants to help you get a lawyer to control you for years, which is once again insane. Stop talking to him and just go to a law firm with some money hungry Jews in it and say, hey, I think I have a case against my old strip club for work harassment. That's all you got to do. There's more lawyers on this planet than people. And you're telling me you couldn't find one on your own? Okay. Bullshit. This is why her stories are sometimes just so out of whack.
Even have enough evidence. And I had told him that too in the beginning, and then later on he would blame me for not having enough evidence and not telling him, even though I had told him. But that's not the point.
I think it is because you brought it up. I don't believe a word you're saying.
He taught me a lot about money and a lot about the traits that it takes to get it and what it really means once you have it. I think the way he...
Nothing about this exudes confidence or I know what I'm talking about. It looks like she's just making it up. So my advice is if you're going to do something like this, at least sound like you know what you're talking about. Because I have no confidence in anything she's saying. Because she's not confident in what she's saying. Or she's just making it up. I don't know. Maybe she needs to take some acting classes. I don't know. But this ain't it.
He got money. He didn't tell me until a month in. Like, I just thought he was out here owning a bunch of small businesses. Not that he was using it to wash the money.
So now she's saying that she knows someone doing money laundering, and then if the wrong person sees this, this woman is a moron. Okay, it doesn't take the police long to investigate. Okay, so And once again, if this is real, but I'm just saying, this is another example of her genius level IQ. Remember, what was that video? 1,000 plus 1,000 to 3 is 3,000 or so. She said something stupid.
Using it to wash the money.
Oh wow.
But you know what? That's not important because you can really.
Then why'd you bring it up? This is once again a spurned ex, if this is true, saying, just dropping bullshit on the guy that ghosted her. Every guy that's broken up with her, she talks shit. Like this is some passive aggressive shit right here.
Get rich in multiple ways, so I want to talk about his drive.
Then how come we shouldn't start with that?
He had a very rough upbringing.
Oh my god.
I think he was in foster homes. Like he had 2 different.
So now you're just giving a description so the cops know who to look for. Is that what's going on? Like what are you what is this bitch doing? Oh god.
Sets of parents. He went through a lot, and he has like many siblings. I can't even. He went through a lot when he was younger, like sexual trauma. Like this man went through a lot, but that all pushed him to get the money. And I think the scary part was, I really became his emotional support with all this.
I doubt that. Dude, why is she putting this guy's? Well, we know why. This is a pissed off woman. Pissed off woman.
Stuff that he was running, and when things went wrong, like I was his first phone call.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
It felt like to me, whenever he didn't want to feel what he had felt when he was growing up.
Oh
his
my god,
solution
what?
was to go out and make more money. Like if he made money for that day, then there was no problem. Like the problem was resolved. So he was really creating all of this money out of a childhood wound.
I think she's talking about herself. She's talking about herself. That's why. Oh. I get it now. She's actually talking about herself. Okay. Yeah, because she's lying. I can tell she's lying. And it makes sense because she's a stripper, doesn't talk to her family. Most strippers don't come from well-adjusted backgrounds. Okay, so she's talking about herself. Let's continue.
That he had not escaped. And I think it's amazing he was able to build that amount of wealth. But there were never days where he could just be still. Like, it drove him crazy just to sit with himself.
She is describing herself. Nice. We had a LOLcow breakthrough.
It's like he always wanted someone to have empathy for him and understand him, and I didn't feel like he was really necessarily there for me.
I hate women. Like I really do not like women. It's things like this. Like just pretty much every video she does, it's about herself. And shitty family, blah 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 blah. So that gets old. So this is a person trying to get YouTube subs because she wants to get at least 1,000 so you could like monetize. Like I said, her YouTube channel is better than my channel. Okay, and this isn't my first YouTube channel, but I've been doing this for 15 years, and this is the most amount of subs, and like on this channel, whatever. But this is the most amount of subs I've ever had. It's like over 100. Like I have under 200 subs, have over 1,000 videos on this channel. So obviously, I'm not a likable person. Nothing I can do can make me successful, which is fine. I've accepted that, but uh, I I'm not gonna make up. Like, I get it. Like, be viral, but I don't know. Like, okay, it's like, who am I to tell her what to do? But the problem is you can see right through this. That's what That's what I'm saying. Like, me talking about snorting cocaine off an escort. Well, I'm proud of that because I get to live my dreams. This is just bullshit.
And the power dynamics are crazy.
Oh
Like when you
god.
date rich, people just think, oh, you're going into a better lifestyle, like things are going to be great. No, like when somebody has that much money, they want something to control. Like
What?
you automatically become a sex slave for that person.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? What is she talking about? Wait, what? Like you automatically become a sex? I don't understand. I don't understand. You automatically become a sex slave to someone. Hold
When
on.
somebody has that much money, they want something to control. Like you automatically become a sex slave for that person, whether you want it or not. And
What?
thankfully, I never had sex with this man.
What?
I did.
What? Okay. Let's pretend the man's real. You are his sex slave. I don't believe any of this.
Dated him for like 3 months, but he also lived roughly an hour away and he was running 6 businesses at the time. So I barely saw him. But he would always call me when things went wrong.
Sure.
Um, but that
Are you done making up shit?
was one of the biggest lessons I learned. I thought, like, if you dated a man with money, all of your problems would be solved. But then you have new problems. Like, he made jokes about wanting to do
Make it up. Hurry up.
anal sex. And
I don't believe any of this stuff. Wait, oh my gosh, she has the anal sex disturbed me. I felt like he wanted complete dominance over me. It didn't feel like love. What the? Dude, she made this video after the Shannon Sharp video. Oh my god. Oh my god. She is doing her best to get clicks and views right now. I knew this wasn't real. I knew this wasn't real.
and me giving him his white baby Jesus because he was a black man. Apparently, I was the first white woman he was with, so he really.
I got my IUD while I was seeing him. I was so afraid of being baby mama number 4. She didn't want no nigger baby. Okay, this is why it's all bullshit. The morning after pill, birth control, condoms. Like there's all these things you can do to not get pregnant. I said condoms, right? Yeah. So there's lots of ways to make sure you don't get pregnant. But okay.
fetishized me. Um, Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. But he definitely used his status and his wealth to control the relationship. I thought the strange thing was like he has such an obsession with money. Like he was completely willing to give money to any family member, any kid that needed it, but he would not give it to the woman who was loving him.
I never asked him for money. All I asked for was his time. He was a client. if he existed, that you danced on his lap and you put $5 bills in in your crotch. Either way, can you name a a active stripper, a active sex worker, a active porn star, prostitute, whatever? They're all the same. They're all in the same category. OnlyFans, Fansly, all it's all the same. Name one of those girls that are in a stable, regular, quote unquote relationship and are happy. Exactly.
At the time. Like, he had no problem paying for sex from.
I know. That's why he went to you. If this is and see, I don't believe one word she says when she goes, I didn't do this or I didn't do that. Like when she says I didn't, I'm thinking, okay, she did it like, you know, 70 times.
From an escort or a prostitute. But
He let one of his exes get evicted when she ran out of money instead of helping her while they were dating. This Also, if you're a guy and you see this, wouldn't this make you want to avoid her like crazy? Like this is like the biggest red flag ever.
he couldn't give money to his past partners. Like, he'd take them on trips and stuff, but it was a very toxic relationship. Like, he would never give me a title.
Typical woman. Like, now, I don't believe this, but now I do believe in the past she's had a man and she's like, what are we? I believe that's happened to her 30 times. What are we? Because she's a stripper, and so she is going to meet guys who want to date her, meaning just have sex with her, and then they hang out 3 or 4 times, and so she thinks it's a relationship, and so she's like, what are we? So I'm sure that has happened to her. But real advice, titles mean nothing. It's the actions. So, you know, I can call you my wife, girlfriend, whatever. It's how do I treat you? How do you get treated? I mean, in the end, that's all that matters.
I didn't feel like he would court me in the way that I needed.
Why would you court a whore? Why would you court a whore? And please explain why you would court a whore. There is no, once again, it's probably a made up story. There is no logic behind any of this whatsoever.
But he just wanted to use me for emotional support.
Bullshit.
And at that time, like, no one supported me. Like, looking on the outside in, it's like, why the fuck was I with somebody who was 44 who had 3 kids?
Well, let me think. Because he probably had money. That's all women care about is money. So, yeah, the age thing, I don't understand. Like, if like every, I know this is hard to believe. Like older women have a hard time believing this. 16 through 24, that 8-year age gap span is the age gap that every man on the planet wants. I'm sorry. There's a reason why Leonardo DiCaprio breaks up with his women when they hit 25. There's a reason why. Why is the lead singer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers dating a 19-year-old? He's 60. Why is he with a 19-year-old? Because that's when women look their best. Is 16 through 24. Because that's when they're the most fertile. It's based on Mother Nature. Women have to look that attractive at that age range because that's when they're most fertile, and the only way the human race, survives is if women have kids. So how do you have kids? Well, you have to be attractive, so the man will want to mate with you, obviously, And then the man has to look a certain way, but this is modern times, so instead of, having broad shoulders and whatever, tall, whatever, like caveman stuff, it's more like financial. So, yeah, that's the reason why.
Won the money, and also he offered me protection, stability, money, like shit that nobody else was offering me. But just watching, he created an empire.
Wait, what? Is this her acting reel? Dumbass. This is horrible. This is just not good. This is. She's either talking about herself somehow. She's doing a monologue for like some acting reel, but it's just bad. I don't know. Just either way, I don't believe a word she's saying. And if this is her acting reel, it's horrible. Please stop. He created an empire out of a childhood wound. Bitch, shut the fuck up.
Out of a childhood wound. And once he had that empire, the wound did not go away.
Shut the fuck up. This stripper is so profound. Just so profound. So deep.
I think that was my biggest takeaway.
Mm-hmm.
And I had always said I was going to date for money before then.
No shit.
But now that I'm...
It says, I think it's better to grow with someone. Give me a break. Oh my God. This woman is a clown.
with someone who is like very ambitious and I think is going to go very far.
Then you gotta quit your job.
I just have no desire to be with somebody old as fuck with kids.
Well, apparently you just did it though, so.
Like, I always thought that because I don't want to have kids, that I was robbing somebody else.
Oh, thank gosh, she doesn't want to have kids. Because why would you want to be, whatever, 6 years old and find out your mom used to be a stripper?
Of that opportunity and that it would be okay for them to have kids. I don't want that anymore. I never wanted children. I don't need to feel guilty for...
And then you notice why her story, that doesn't make sense. She said earlier, I didn't have sex with him. But then she wrote up there, we had anal sex. So, okay.
Choosing my body and my future 18 years of life instead of like giving that to a man. So, yeah, I don't look at things in the same way because people really look at money. They look at like being with some lord as
What?
this like amazing thing, and as someone who was in it, it's not.
Dude, you know what? In real life, why I couldn't hang out with her or date her or anything, because I'd probably beat the shit out of her. Like, I hate stupid people, and I like beating the shit out of women.
Got his license suspended. That was, I think, the week before I stopped talking to him. He was losing a business to, it was like a $300,000 problem he put on me. He ended up solving it, so it was fine.
What? Hey, random businessman. Don't put your $300,000 problem on a pole dancer. Come on. It's like, if you're gonna lie, like, go like, he dropped a, number 5 combo from McDonald's in my lap. Like, he didn't drop a $300,000 business deficit in your lap. Give me a break.
But my life was so stressful in November.
Sure.
Like, not only was I dealing with trying to get a restraining order on my rapist,
Sure.
because his friends were coming into my current club and harassing me.
And guess what? Nothing happened from that because it wasn't true. Just because a man ghosts you doesn't mean that you can retroactively say he sexually assaulted you. It doesn't work like that. Stop.
But I was also dealing with the person who I was dating
Sure.
almost losing their business.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have never dealt with a $300,000 problem.
Because it wasn't your problem. It wasn't your business. Well, don't believe you, but just imagine, like, you're a stripper, and then, like, you see a guy 5 or 6 times, and he owns a business, but he's like losing his business. He's like, just take care of this. That's what she's saying. Basically, some random businessman is like losing one of his businesses. He's like, yo, take care of this, stripper. Dumbass.
But yeah, he was drinking, fell asleep at a light. A cop pulled him over.
Why are you putting this man's business? Why would anyone date her? Literally, if this, let's just pretend it's true. Putting this man's illegal. See, when you talk about $300,000 in money laundering and 6 businesses and escorts, and then like you're trying to mimic the Shannon Sharp story, you're trying to get as much attention as possible. And if the wrong person sees you, because you're in Atlanta and I could picture, because it sounds like she's doing this on purpose. I'm gonna put all this guy's business on blast. So basically, you can't date this woman. Like, she has consistently, every video, just red flag, red flag, red flag. Now maybe that's what her shtick is red flag content. Like my content is cancel culture content, culture war content. But okay, yeah, I don't know.
And he got a DUI and then got his license suspended. So
why are you telling us this? Petty bitch. This is a petty bitch.
when the money's gone, the problems are still there.
Shut up.
Like the grief around Thanksgiving that your partner has is still there.
What are you talking
And
about?
it felt a little unfair because I also have a lot of trauma.
Yeah, because you're a fucking whore. We know that.
I am trying to process. I also grew up in a very abusive household.
We know that's why you're a fucking stripper.
And to constantly be there for someone else and not have them be there for me.
No, you chose these people. You choose the people who you're with. So that's on you.
And it's like their problems that happened 25 years ago.
And your problems happened, what, 12 years ago? Okay.
Are more important than the problems I had happened 5 years ago.
She's retarded. And also, she should not date if that's her way of thinking. I mean, the one thing she does do really good is be the example of what not to be. So, I mean, in a way, she is giving good advice. It's like, do the opposite of what this person's doing, and you'll probably live a good life. And I'm being serious. Like, don't be a stripper. Obviously, I mean, don't work in the sex industry. If you're a woman, I mean, the only problem by me not saying a man, it's just that you see women in the porn industry, and they usually come from horrible backgrounds. I'm sure it exists, but I've never seen a man interviewed about the porn industry, and it's like, yeah, I joined. I started doing porn because, yeah, when I was 6, a clown touched me. Like, I've never heard that story, but I've heard it a million times with women who are like, yeah, like, when I was 8, whatever. So,
I don't think I'll ever date wealthy again. I think
oh my God. Said no woman ever. Like, I'm not gonna date rich guys. I don't believe a word she says. If if there was 2 guys exactly the same, one was poor, one was rich, she's picking the rich one. I mean, and we all know this.
I'll date for ambition. I think I'll
Sure.
date for like similar values.
Okay, well, first of all, you don't have any values if you're a whore. Can we all agree with that?
I mean, I'm not gonna date broke, but
See? Which means she only date wealthy. Because to her, think about it. I'm not gonna date for money. But then 2 seconds later, I'm not gonna date someone who's broke. Which means you're dating for money. Just saying.
yeah,
Yeah, so don't take her advice.
that's how I see things.
Yeah. Like a whore. You see these eyes? These eyes see the world through whore stuff. Okay? Don't be like her. She said nothing of value. It's been this video is 9 minutes and 17 seconds long. We're at 9 minutes and 7 seconds. She has said nothing except contradict herself and lie. What the hell's going on?
Hard lessons.
What lessons? You didn't teach us anything.
Look at him, just sleeping in the background. He has no.
Shut the fuck up. What a fucking moron. Seriously, what a goddamn moron. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.